Yo, 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 what's good, guys? Hov on the squeaky chair is back. First of all, I'd like to shout out to all of my new subscribers, everybody who's recently joined the Stay Healthy, Get Wealthy Gang channel, aka BandobabyHov. Yeah, and I would like to thank all of my original followers, subscribers who have been with me from the beginning, behind the scenes, who have been supporting me, uplifting me, forgiving me, respecting me, showing love to me, gifting me things. It's just everything. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you. Praise God too. So I'm just gonna quickly run through what my diet's been like, working out every day challenge, and not taking any protein supplements. So like I've listed protein powders, any drinks that are like just obviously like they say on them, like protein drink, and it's got an extra 20 G's or 40 G's or whatever it may be, 35 G's of protein stuff into it, and any supplements. Just to make it clear, I have taken magnesium as a supplement. I don't want that to get confused. I just meant no protein supplements of any type. And other than magnesium, there's no other supplement I've been taking, and I generally take it to help me sleep at night. It just helps me sleep at night. And also, from what I know and have researched so far, it's supposed to be good for muscle recovery. So yeah. Alright, let me dive into this before I go on for too long again. So I start my mornings off with normally natural juice. What I mean by natural juice is just a juice derived from fruits that's not full of pumped up with added sugars. Per 250 milliliters, this orange juice in particular has 1.8 grams of protein, which is higher than I would have expected from orange juice. Around about 7 grams of protein, but I'm mostly not drinking a whole one of these in a day. It's basically milk with flavorings derived from actual fruits. The sugar content in this is decently high. Like, you don't really want to be drinking one of these a day. This is almost a liter. It's like 1 kilogram in like weight. I would recommend, and look, per 100 grams it has 2.8 grams of protein. So obviously if you drink the whole thing, it's like 30 grams almost of protein, but the pros don't outweigh the cons with this. So I'd say you really want to be drinking no more than half a liter of this throughout a day. Now that I've had more experience with it, I'd say this is something you want to drink over the course of 3 days. So you can maybe have a bit in the morning with your orange juice and your eggs and whatever, a bit in the afternoon, a bit in the evening, and if you have that 3 times a day, by the 3rd day this will be finished. So it's a good source of protein, but you don't want to make the mistake I did and over drink it. Guacamole is okay when it comes to the protein, 1.9 per 100 grams, a 500 gram tub. Now again, it all kind of depends on what your diet is and how you choose to eat, because if you wake up and along with your coffee and the other things I've mentioned, you have 2-3 slices of toast with this, a slice or 2 with some hummus. By the way, the hummus and guacamole here it's just delicious. How can I get as much protein as possible by just eating food, but also limiting it to a point where it's like, well, I don't want to overeat on calories and make the mistake with this where I drink too much of it to get a set amount of protein, but then have adverse effects in other ways. So yeah, this is a good one, 6.4 per 100 Gs. This is 240 Gs. The cool thing about hummus is, unlike the milk, you could eat a slice or 2 of this on your toast for breakfast and make it quite thick, get quite a decent amount of protein. Later on, if you're in a kind of like snack calorie mode, you might get some like potato chips and dip it in with this, and you can do the same with the guacamole. So I'd say these 2 side things are great for just, yeah, breakfast, little snacks on the side, and they're quite high in protein, so rather have that than jam, which is mainly sugar and very low in protein. These are like medium-sized eggs, like omelets. I like scrambled too, but omelets are scrambled. I'm not a scientist. I don't have any PhDs in anything except for the bedroom. I read online that you shouldn't really have more than 2 a day because of the amount of cholesterol. Eggs are a great source of protein, and they also contain, I have to put it in the video, I don't know off the top of my head. They also contain other like vitamins or something that are quite exclusive to eggs. And I love the taste of omelets. Just now I had one and I put some cheese in it. some like chicken, cold cuts, like cold cut chicken. Again, I have to do a bit more research because I only really looked into it yesterday a bit, but having too much dairy intake, just the same way having too much of anything is bad for you. So it really is all about the balance. That's why now when I eat my eggs, I like to put a bit of cheese in there, a bit of ham, and eat it with a bit of toast, with a bit of margarine, butter, whichever you prefer. So already now after breakfast, I'm gonna have to look at my books and get the actual figures, but I have a decent amount of protein to start off my day without taking any protein supplements, particularly from the chicken breast. This has 17.8 grams of protein per 100 grams, and this is 200. For Coronis, these two, in my opinion, are probably up there at one of the best because the fish is 19.4 grams per 100 G. So eating two of these is equivalent to, well, it's more than getting a protein shake that you pay 1 to 2 euros for that has 20 G's of protein in. While I'm not generally against it, I'm kind of just experimenting here and seeing what is the highest source in protein, what do I enjoy, because a lot of people won't even want it like this, but I'm not very picky, but I also like it, so I can have 3 of these a day, probably more. You know, I'm looking at a lot of things talking about one portion, but the fact is if I were to just double my portions, I'd be getting double the amount of protein. Fish also contain omega-3 fats, exactly, which have been shown or proven to be very healthy. Again, I would say just the way everything else should be balanced. You know, one time, I think it was one of the first days at the gym, I just ate a whole packet of these on its own just to get protein. Yeah, around about 36 grams of protein, which is good for just a little portion. And again, this is very good on toast with like cream cheese or butter. And if you have butter and cream cheese, you get more protein. You can do the math. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this stuff to make it more. And depending how big you are, I'm quite a small guy. I don't know what I am in feet. I think I'm probably like 5'7", 5'8", maybe. Not even that. I don't know. I'm 174 going on 175 centimeters. I guess it depends on the day. I don't fucking know. But I'm about 174, 175. So I'll figure that out. But I don't think I'm not 5'6", am I? I could be, who knows. Last but not least ones, cans of beans. What I like about these, kind of similar to everything else I've shown, I'm not a picky food eater. And if I like something, I like something. And I can just eat it again and again and again. Especially this one right here. So this is lentils. Now, obviously, if you're a bit less lazy than me, you can obviously just buy lentils, make your own lentil soup. But for me, it's just been an experimental time, and I've been a bit lazy when it comes to cooking. And what I love about this is you can just chuck it in a pot, let it warm up a tiny bit, 3 minutes, it's done. You could eat it cold. I've been eating food cold for a while, so I've kind of gone off that bit now. I'm like, come on, try it. It's better for you anyways, I think, to eat a bit of warm food. So yeah. So yeah, eating this warm, better. But the fact that you can just open the can and eat out of it and it's already like cooked, so you don't have to worry about anything. I personally prefer mine without meat just because despite me eating meat, I'm still not like big on it, and I prefer to reduce the meat intake. And I don't know, every time I eat one of these, I just feel good. My stomach, he's hungry or just processing. So it has around about 18 grams of protein in one. So if I were to get 2 and pour them and have them as one portion, then we'd be looking at 20, 30, 36. So yeah, 2 portions of these, 36. If you add on another portion, so if you have 3 of these, 52 grams of protein, which is a lot. I've seen people talk about that online a lot, that beans, lentils, certain vegetables, but mainly beans and lentils are very underrated. Because I'm someone on a budget. I'm a gym budget guy. So I can't really afford to spend 250 to 3 to 4 euros on like 2 slices of chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or for lunch and dinner every day. It's a bit out of my price range. Yeah, this is just another example. Chickpeas. I think chickpeas are in the family of beans. I'm not 100% sure. And again, so 16. If you have 2 of these, 32. If you have 3 of these, 88, 40, 48. I hope I got that right. Yeah, I like about those two that I can just have them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner multiple times, don't get bored of them. So we got tuna. It's got about 10 grams of proteins per 100 G, and this is a 240 pack, so we're looking at, yeah, 24 grams of protein. These three, quite good. You know, to be honest, when I was at the store, I was actually looking for the raw, not raw, but like the tuna you get in cans. Sorry, just want to change the angle a bit. Yeah, the tuna that you get in cans that is either in its own juice or in olive oil. Pretty sure the protein is higher. Kind of just like it more, and I'm trying to avoid like processed foods, despite a lot of this here obviously not being completely fresh and being a bit processed. Yeah, that's why I'm a little sad that I couldn't find the actual tuna cans and had to get this. These are good because generally, if you look at what I'm eating, if I'm eating the beans, the fish, the hummus, again, depending on what it is and what brand it is, they might put a bit more added sugar. Same with the milks and the juices, so I always try to get things without added sugar. I think I've looked and I couldn't quite find the amount of protein in these. So
yeah, that's a bit of a fail.
We got them right here. My bad. Found it. I've only just found it now. So 250 G's in each one. Okay. Yeah, this is a good one actually. It has quite a bit of sugar, but it's not too bad. So it has, oh no, the sugar is quite bad. I take that back. I was misreading it. So we got 4.8. I just rounded up again 5 quickly. So roughly 5 grams of protein per 100 G's, and each one of these is 250. So then we've got 15. No, I'm tripping. 12.5. Yeah, so 12.5. So if you eat 2 of these, I ate 2 of these last night. 12.5. That's 24 plus the 5 is 25. So that's 25. So this is a good source of protein, but let me fuck myself over with the sugar. Oh no, that's a lot of sugar. Kind of feel like I just shot myself in the foot. Damn, that's a lot of sugar. It annoys me, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is where if I had made things, you must be able to make this with less sugar, bro. Like, this is an insane amount of sugar. It's 23 grams of sugar per 100 G's. So that means one of these alone, bro. Holy shit. 46 plus another, basically 57.5 grams of sugar. 2 of these, oh my god, that's like over 100 grams. Okay guys, I don't recommend these, I'm sorry. If you're looking for good protein sources when it comes to yogurts, don't get these. I'm gonna have to put it, way too much sugar.
Way too much sugar.
If you were gonna eat one, alright, I'd say okay, eat one. And then the protein is like, okay, if it's calculated, it's at the end of the day, it's this and that. But that's a lot of fucking sugar. Like, one of those has basically almost the maximum amount of added sugars you should have as a man. So that's kind of fucked. And I ate 2 of these last night. Oh, I feel like a dumbass. So I just learned something making this video. Replace these with like Greek yogurt. Pretty sure you guys know what that is. It's basically like yogurt in its purest form. It might even come from a different type of like milk, but I could be wrong there. But it's basically, you can get ones that are kind of fatty, but you can get ones that are lower in fat and high in protein. So yeah, I made a bit of a mistake by going for these, because while my diet has been low in sugar and I've been quite good at eating healthy, I've also been a bit unhealthy at times and had little snacks, you know. But I underestimated the amount of sugar that's in one of these, so chocolate mousse, we're gonna have to replace it. Peace and love from your boy Bando. Stay healthy, get wealthy, gang. Don't be eating too many chocolate mousses, and whatever you're eating, make it a balanced diet.